All right. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing out there, YouTube? Jose RPN's the Iron Working Gearhead, guys. And right now, I'm just gonna do another live this morning, just trying to touch base with everybody. We're happy that today is Friday. We made it through another week. I want to start off this live real quick, just by giving thanks to the Lord. You know what I mean? We can do all things through Christ, which make us stronger. Just want to say that and give thanks to the Lord for another day, a beautiful day on this earth, and we're blessed to be here. Just want to say thank you to the Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day. We're gonna have a good day today. So let's start this live, guys. It is 8:15 or 8:16 in the morning right now. I got up a little bit earlier this morning, did my 3 miles. Got my little drink right here, 7-Eleven Select. But I just kind of want to go over some stuff, talk to anybody who has any questions about an iron worker, about what we do, what I do for a living, and what's going on. So just give it a couple minutes and we'll see if anybody will jump into this live right now, and then we'll kind of jump it off. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Today is Friday. What are we today? Friday, September 26th. It is, guys. I appreciate everybody that's been dropping by the lives, and I've been actually getting into the, how do we say? Getting into the comments down below. So I just want to say appreciate everybody that's been doing that. But I'm going to give it a couple minutes and see if we can get anybody on here, and I guess we'll start off with the plan for today. So hopefully I had already scheduled a cement company to come out here and pour a pad out here in the back. Today, the 17 by 12 by 8 metal building package got here. It's a very, very small package. I've yet to see one this small, to be honest. But it did come in on a flatbed truck this morning. Trying to see, JB Hunt Transport was the people that brought it in. So we got the metal building package here. It's out back. I am in the process already of filming a long content video right now that will be uploaded later on today. But the carrier did get it here. The hot shot got here already. So the 17 by 12 by 8 metal building package is in my possession. It is in the backyard right now. So now I'm just waiting to hear back from the cement guys, because I had actually had them scheduled for today to come out here and lay that pad. So we're gonna have a 3 foot walkway sidewalk all around the building, like a U. So the front of the building be here, all the way around, 2 sides and the back end wall. And yes, and then we'll get the 17 by 12 by 8 garage or metal building, whatever you want to call it. We'll get that all the way up and erected as well. But right now I don't really know. It looks like such a small package. Came in 2 boxes. It looks like such a tiny package that I might be able to build it myself. I don't know the type of structural steel that they use, the framing members that they're going to use, whether or not they're bent metal or if they're cold rolled steel like purlins and things like that. So I'm gonna kind of gauge it slowly to see whether or not I'm gonna build it by myself, and I might record a full content video with that process, or if I might hire a company, because I'm a little bit busy right now trying to delegate my time elsewhere, to see if they'll come and build it for me. Which either way, whoever builds it, if it's me or if it's somebody else, I'm still gonna be filming as much as I can. I have my GoPro, it's charged. I have my phone that I'm able to take with me and get the videos with. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. But it's in my possession, so I'm pretty happy about that. What else we got today? Oh, I talked to a guy named Oscar this morning. Took my kids to the store to go get some snacks for school, for just like a little fun Friday type of thing. They went and got some candy, 1 candy each, 1 bag of chips each, and 1 drink each, just so they can take with them and make Friday a little bit more fun for them at school. I went and did that, and I met some guy named Oscar. He actually works at STA Auctioneers, which is the place that I first, if you all caught the long content video that I dropped yesterday about the marketing campaign we're running, I went and dropped off a bunch of flyers yesterday. Over 20 flyers, different places, privately owned businesses, and then some were just residential places. I went and did that. Ruvalin, Aguilar. Yes, yes. My name is Jose Avila. Soy hispano. Soy mexicano. Soy mexicano. Yeah, I am. Thank you for asking. Have a good day. Jovalín Aguilar. Yes, soy mexicano. Me llamo José de Jesús Avila Jr. Everybody just calls me Jose. So yes, I am. Yeah, I live out here in the 956 Rio Grande Valle. So we're not, but maybe 30, 40 minutes away from Mexico or something like that. But yes, yes, I am Hispanic. Yes, sir. Thank you for asking. Or yes, ma'am. I don't know, Jovalín. I'm not sure if you're a man or woman. Oh, why do I not look like it? I don't look like a typical Hispanic, but yes, I am, and I speak fluent Spanish. My grandparents came from Mexico, both sides of the family. Yes, I am Hispanic, I'm Mexican American. I'm very, very proud of my Mexican culture. I love my Mexican culture. I actually named my son after me. He's the third, Jose de Jesus Avila, the third. But yes, I am Hispanic. Thank you for asking. As I was saying, I talked to Oscar this morning. He actually follows the YouTube channel. Just happenstance, that was the first place I went to yesterday when I went to go drop off my flyers for the company. So I actually stopped at that auctioneer's place because it's right around the corner from my house. And this morning when I was at the store, I was able to meet him, and he actually told me the same thing that that property manager told me yesterday, that the person they have working there, the welder, is not too good of a worker. It's not that, I guess it's just work is not up to par. He might not be fast enough. I don't really know the details, but they both kind of made a remark that he was not the best person for their fit. So I did talk to that project manager, the property manager yesterday, and she told me that she'd be contacting me at a later date if they had any other projects because they're going to let him fulfill his work. But when I talked to that guy Oscar this morning, he said he didn't really recognize me because I've grown my hair out, and obviously I'm stretching my ears again. So I have these big old fucking plugs in my ears now. And before, on most of my videos from the past year, 2 years, I've had pretty much a shaved head and nothing in my ears. So I look a little bit different now. But he eventually realized it was me after a couple minutes. We were talking in line, and he invited me back to go over there because he says the owner's going to be there today, and he wants me to talk to them and see if we can lace up some work. So I'm definitely going to do that with him because there's a lot of money to be made. And like I said before, I have a homeboy of mine, a friend, a camarada that used to work there, and just right now he's actually doing some handling some personal matters, so he's not able to come and actually do the work there. So they hired somebody else, and that's why I was offering my services because he used to work for me building Panda Expresses and different things like that. We did a couple banks and Panda Expresses that he helped me with. But do a 360. What's up, Team Money? I don't have my skateboard. I used to skate. I could have done a 360 flip. I ain't gonna turn around for you though. I will not do that. Let me see. What's up? What else we got up here? Other than that, guys, we're gonna have try to have a fulfilled day. We're gonna try and get as much done as we can today. I got some bids that I have to work on. I have to get some quotes out there for certain jobs. There's a municipal building in Elsa, Texas, not too far from me. I do have to get the bank in Liberty, Texas. Have to get that one sent out already because it's due, I believe, in about 3 days on the 1st. So about 4 or 5 days is gonna be due. So I got to get those numbers all put together for the materials, fabrication, mobilization, the steel erection, all that stuff. That way we can make sure that if we do get granted one of these projects, it's going to be profitable. Yesterday I did send Mr. Andrew Jackson, el presidente. He's my foreman for the Corpus section of my company, Corpus Christi, Texas. He actually runs the crews over there. I sent him because we're actually on a standstill right now with two of my projects for the substations. I have two police stations with Victory Contractors, Victory General Contractors. I forget what their full name is, but it's Victory. It's owned by Chris Hamilton, a really good friend of mine. And those CMU blocks, I guess they were counterfeit or something. The engineer noticed it when he saw them. A lot of them were broken and they were not consistent enough. So he actually sent them back. So 1 second right quick. Excuse me like that. I have my son over there watching some little educational shows real quick. He's about to turn 2 years old. Do your ears hurt? Not right now. This one don't hurt. This one is still stretching, so it's kind of red right now. It's healing up. I just the last 3 weeks I stretched it. This used to be, if you look at my older videos, this was a very small hole, about maybe a ½ inch or smaller, because when I was in my early 20s, I got into a fight and someone was trying to rob me or whatever case may be, and they actually pulled my ear when they were jumping me and they ripped it. I pulled up, the guy pulled down, it ripped in half. So basically, like, all the skin that was inside, if you do it like this, all the meat that was in here, when this got pulled, all the meat came out. So this was like a sock. It was just empty skin. So it was hanging down here. I used to have my ears like at 1.25 inches, and so it was hanging significantly. That happened to me when I was in my mid 20s. I'm 33 right now, so it's about 8 years ago, 9 years ago. This might have happened to me. And then I left it like that, I don't know, to heal up for a little bit. And then my wife at the time, she actually, we ordered some lidocaine and things like that, some syringes and a scalpel. And she was able to cut about half inch of the meat that was hanging. And then she re-sewed it up for me. So that was more painful than anything, I'd honestly say. It's more painful than stretching. Having her re-sew it up, and then she had to do it twice actually, because the first time she stitched it together, it didn't work over like the time of 2 weeks when the healing process was going. It didn't actually hold. It actually, once we took out the stitches, it actually fell out again. So we had to do it a second time, which we had to cut more meat off so it could be flesh on flesh, and it could start growing back together. But praise the Lord, it was able to get fixed, and now I've been about 7 years that I didn't use anything in my ears. And as of recently, doing a lot of work on myself, working out, I'm eating better. I'm trying to be more disciplined and stop these bad habits that I've been culturizing in my life. And one thing that I started to do was I put these back in. And so in the last 3 weeks or so, I've stretched them all the way back to 1 inch. So long story short, this one hurts, this one doesn't. But that body modification is something I enjoy and something I feel that I think it looks good on me. So I don't know, I don't really care what anybody else thinks, as long as I'm comfortable with myself. But yes, this is these are 1 inch ear gauges or plugs, whatever you want to call them. And thank you for asking. Thank you. What else can we talk about? Okay, yes, we were talking about the police stations, those substations, okay, out there in Corpus. So the engineer actually rejected the the CMU blocks. So the bloqueros, the block guys, they ended up not being able to use any of their materials. It was counterfeited. I don't think they ended up having to take the fall for that. It might have just been something that the manufacturer sent. I'm not really sure. I don't really understand how that really works, but I do know that it prolonged our job sites from stopping. We ended up having, maybe this job site should have started maybe like 3 months ago or something like that. We probably could have had it done by now, but just given the circumstances and the scheduling between them not really fulfilling what they needed to do in a timely manner, we're not able to get in there. I do know there's like 17 or 20 joists, bar joists that need to get erected before they actually finish all the courses of the CMU block. And that needs to be done because we don't want to, they're actually going to be going in pockets. So we're going to have to put our steel into a pocket like this. And then on the other side, the same as a pocket. So the steel is going to be longer than the inside of wall, but the pockets are going to be deep weld. So we're going to be able to get them in there. So it's going to be nice if they don't have CMU on top. That way we can just float it inside of that pocket. Then they can place their CMU on top and actually finish the parapet wall. So that's the plan for that. But yesterday I got a picture from the foreman I have hired out there running the crew, and it's nowhere near ready. They're probably 4 or 5 courses up on that wall, which is, they said that they do that a day. And, there's been weeks that they've been working out there. So I'm foreseeing maybe another month or something until we're actually able to send guys out there. So I'm really trying to push this campaign here at home. That way we can try and market ourselves as much as possible. Welding repairs, certified welding, steel erection, metal buildings, barn dominiums, carports, and things of that nature. Any fabrication, stairs, handrails, and things like that. We can handle all those things as well. So I'm just trying to be as consistent as possible and try to market us to as many and broaden our horizons, like they say, to try and get as many clients to call. Because if you even if you get people to call to give an estimate, a lot of times if you get 5 of those people, probably 1 or 2 of them you're actually gonna lace up that job. So it's all about numbers and getting yourself out there as much as possible, and creating these relationships with the clients. So I'm gonna be doing that as well. It's gonna be, like I said, a good day today. Right now it's about 8:30 right now. Well, we're going in about 14 minutes into this live. So if you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and ask. My name is Jose RPMs, Derecho para mis sueños. That's my street racing little team, or whatever you want to call it. I have a 2009 Mustang. It's a stage 2 tuned. I have a 1972 C10 Cheyenne. It's an older truck. I'm going to be doing some things on that as well. I'm actually trying to sell that truck right now because I don't like seeing it just sit there. So I might sell that. What else can I talk about? Another thing that's on the back burner right now is the merch. I know I've talked about the merch for a really long time. A lot of people have asked me for the merch, as for Heavy Steel and Hot Rods, our channel, and our long content videos and stuff like that. That merch will be coming soon. I decided to. Give me 1 second, guys. My bad about that. I'm sorry. Had to answer a phone call. What was I talking about? Oh, the merch. I'm actually going to be waiting for the merch because I'm actually going to wait until we get the YouTube store opened up. Only because I feel like it's going to be too much, too many steps for people. If you're watching one of my shows, you're watching my channel to buy it and hit up another website. As we're not that big of a channel just yet, I don't want to have all these unnecessary steps. So we're actually really, really close. It's only like maybe 300 hours, watch hours that we're going to need to actually reach that milestone to where we can have the YouTube store. So I'm anxious about that. I'm very, very excited about that as well. And the merch will be coming soon. Like I said, if you guys have followed this channel, if you haven't, I encourage you to go subscribe. Heavy Steel and Hot Rods. You can find us at YouTube at Ironworker Gearhead. And go look. I encourage everyone to look at all of our catalog of long content videos, of all of our shorts, of our posts. If you see the posts on our channel, you can go there and you can actually see the renderings of the designs that we're going to be putting on the shirts, because I will be making, regular t-shirts like this. And then I will be making FRs, so long sleeve button up FRs, fire resistant, fire retardant, whatever you want to call them, for construction workers, iron workers, welders, and things of that nature. But we're gonna have like really, really nice designs on the back, and try and keep it simple, but try and keep it nice and kind of like an upscale of a brand. That way, pipeliners, welders, boilermakers, anybody that does welding, cutting with torches, they're still staying nice and safe with their FRs, but they're able to do it with some style. So go ahead and check those out. I've worked with another designer, another company, as per shades. We had a set of polarized shades that they sent me just to try out before we put any logos on them. And actually, I opted out of that company because those I just didn't feel they looked nice enough. Honestly, it was, if you see my videos, you can check them out. They were just a little bit too cumbersome for the face. I like the fact that they had the side shields. It's just I really didn't like the style of them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be pushing at something that I don't like, and I don't want to do that. I just don't. So I'm looking for other ones right now, and if not, then we'll just keep that process and put that on the back burner as well. But for sure, we have the renderings and designs for the t-shirts. We've already got the files made, we've got all that stuff. But really, just because this channel is not the biggest channel yet, we think we have like 1,400 subscribers. Once we start getting more subscribers and start getting more momentum behind us, I will be able to invest into just getting a stockpile of these FRs. And I'm also going to be doing like some heavy steel and hot rod welding hoods and things of that nature. And then at that point, that's when I'll start doing the giveaways again. If you guys have ever watched our giveaways, I already have a bunch of stuff. It's just I haven't been doing enough content this month to be able to actually really qualify it as something that's going to be worth the time and effort. I want to be able to have a lot of videos, long content videos, a lot of still erection videos, you know what I mean? And that way, in between that month, I'm able to market the giveaway. The giveaways that I do right now, there's no need to buy anything. It's just a subscriber giveaway. It's just a way for me to try and get out there on YouTube and try to see as many people to go ahead and subscribe to us so we can grow this channel. And at the end of the month, we go ahead, and all I ask basically is that the rules to the giveaway, I know I'm kind of all over the place, I'm sorry. The rules to these giveaways are you have to be a subscriber. So it doesn't matter if you're already a subscriber or if you're just starting to subscribe once the giveaway starts. As long as you're a subscriber. But then I ask on every video that I post, whether it be a long content video showing the work we do on the cars, or the work we do on the job sites, or if it's a promotional video for the giveaways, which is showing the stuff that we're actually going to give out, I just ask that everybody comment down below, engage in the comments, and every comment you leave is going to be another like ticket, another way to get into the giveaway. So the first giveaway we did, it was over like $1,300 worth of 12 or 1,300, I don't remember right now, $1,300 worth of welding equipment. It was a backpack, a striker, grinder, glasses. We had a bunch of sponsors. What else did we put in there? Welding hood, welding gloves. We gave a whole bunch of stuff away. It was just like a big package that a welder could get to either start off his welding career, or if you're already a welder, just to add to your toolbox or your toolkit. So that was cool. I was obviously caught off guard when me and Moski did it in our backyard, my backyard, excuse me, my backyard. we did the whole giveaway, and I had already gotten all the entries written out. We did it by hand on live, and I was pulling out names, pulling out names, pulling out names, and the last one was the winner. Ends up being the person who won it. They live in San Antonio, and he had actually entered on the last video for the giveaway. So I dropped the video. I actually went to Donna Lake right down the street from my house, maybe about a mile from here, 2 miles. And I went over there with my family, and I was just hanging out. Honestly, it was just some time for me and my kids to just be like relax and chill. And I thought, you know what? It's kind of a cool little scenery. It looks nice out here. I was holding my son in my arms. I thought, let me just go ahead and jump in and do one last promotional video. And I try to make them fun. I try to make them funny. And trying to capture the audience attention. That way they can be more prone to actually commenting, engaging with us, and getting themselves that entry for the giveaway. So I thought it looked nice out there, and I did it. And he actually commented on that one. And a couple days later, we counted all the entries, closed it out, counted everything up, had the little get together here in the back, got some carne seca, got some drinks, and we did it. And that guy had one entry. And so much so that I didn't even know his name, because over the whole month I had been kind of getting to know all the subscribers that were messaging and commenting, and I would comment back and we would engage with each other. So that was really fun for me. It really gave me an extra, like a little bit of gas in the tank, and that way we could go ahead and keep going. My son, he's actually laying down in the living room right now. He's watching some PBS. That's what he's watching. He's over there watching some TV right now. Actually, he wakes up with me at 4:30 in the morning. My son, actually, he gets up with me really, really early. I go run 3 miles every morning, and he comes with me. So he's on the stroller when I'm running, and then he gets some time to play as well. So he's actually pretty tired right now. So he's gonna take his first little nap of the day right now. And I just checked on him a minute ago, and yeah, he's doing great. He's chilling out over there. He's gonna be 2, and he's a little animal, but I love him. You know what I mean? He's crazy, but yeah, he's doing just fine. Thank you for asking. Um, but yes, let me see, what else can we talk about right now? The welding school as well. I guess we could talk about that. I'm in the works of trying to find some land right now, and obviously put together some funding. That way we can build a metal building, and hopefully get some machinery out there, like a you know 20-foot sky track, scissor lift, boom lift, maybe a mobile crane or something. Or if I could talk to somebody that we can rent the crane. Or I have a lot of ideas for the school. I really want to start an ironworking school, teach people how to become steel erectors, welders, riggers, project managers, foremen, superintendents, and things of that nature. So I really, really want to try and do that as well. That's something I'm working on right now. That's going to be something that's going to be on the back burner. It's a larger goal of mine, so it's not going to happen, you know, it's not going to happen right now, obviously, you know what I mean? But we're going to keep working towards that as well. So I'm going to keep being disciplined as for working out, eating well, doing what I can to keep my mind in a good space, get my prayer life straight. And when it comes to work, I'm going to be bidding as much work as I can. And I'm also going to be trying to make sure that I'm opening the horizons to new clients. For a long time, I was stuck on just doing commercial steel. I'm starting a company away from South Structural Steel, because South Structural Steel handles all of my commercial work. So, and we're pretty good right there. We're doing just fine over there. A little slow right now. I'm not gonna lie, a little slow, but that happens. It's all part of it, and that happens when you're not bidding work. So I have to be consistently bidding work. That way, I can consistently be getting granted the projects, and my guys can consistently working. So when times like this happens, they're not sitting on the bench. When a couple jobs get delayed, right now they've been sitting on the bench, so it's not the best. I'm really hoping we can try and get to that point. You know what I mean? But as of right now, it's just bid, 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 and market ourselves with this campaign and trying to get some more work. The other company that I'm going to be establishing most likely won't pull an LLC on it just yet. I might do a DBA, a doing business as, will be Architectural Innovations or Architectural Solutions. I don't know which name I'm going to choose just yet, but that one's going to be catering more for high-end clients. I'm going to be trying to build barn dominiums, metal building homes, and things of that nature. Something that I can scale up the business and really do high-end luxury model metal buildings and things like that. I'm also a framer by trade. My dad's a framer. I learned to frame when I was really young with wood framing. So I've done a lot of interior designing, interior work as for like setting countertops, cabinetry, and all that type of stuff. I did it when I was in my early 20s. In between ironworking, I was working for a company called Keller's Imperial where we built metal buildings, and then we also did all of the renovations and all of the new construction on the inside of these buildings, as per framing and installing floors and things of that nature. So I'm kind of pulling a page out of his book to try and outsource myself to some more work, and try and see if we can make that a viable option for us, to see if we can make money doing that. I know out here in the valley there might not be as much money or the tax bracket that there is in Bernie, Texas, but I know there's money here and there's money to be made, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. Architectural solutions, architectural innovations. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna call it yet. I'm still working on that. And we're gonna do the whole thing again: cards, flyers, shirts, all that type of thing that we did with South Structural Steel. How we raised this company up from the ground. We're gonna do it again for that company. And we're just gonna try and pinpoint and narrow it down to clients that are on a higher tax bracket, more luxury style, more high end. You know what I mean? That way we can sell these buildings at a higher profit rate, but also give the client something that's not just like a cookie cutter building. Not like the building that I'm going to be building here in the back. Not like that. We want something that's going to be more high end. I want to be able to use epoxy floors, granite, countertops, vaulted ceilings with exposed wood, chimneys, all these type of things, higher end things like that. That's what I'm going to be catering to with that company, while South Structural Steel will still be catering to the commercial structural side of all the work. And then obviously RPM's Retro para mis sueños is the street team I have. Will be catering to all of the work on the vehicles and all the cars and that stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. Give me 1 second. Okay, my bad about that. Gotta check on my little boy real quick. I'll make sure he's okay. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that. We're going to be starting architectural innovation / architectural solutions for the metal buildings and high-end properties. And South Structural Steel will continue doing all the commercial structural steel that it does right now. And then Recho para mis sueños Street League, Street Team will be doing all the work on the cars and all the content on that. So technically I own 3 little companies, if you want to call it that. It doesn't really matter as long as if they're not profitable. So right now I'm just really focusing on marketing us for the higher end clients here in the valley, and then keep on bidding work for South Structural Steel for the commercial work. We're going to keep doing that as much as possible. And yeah, hopefully we can start getting a program going to where a consistent procedure going, where I can make money, the profit can be put aside, we can reinvest into getting this school, because eventually I do want to have an ironworking school where we teach people how to be helpers, how to be riggers, how to be welders, bolt up hands, connectors, foremans, project managers, detailers, estimators, everything and anything that involves itself around ironworking. I want to be able to offer that as a skill in a classroom. That way we can learn, and then hopefully, if I do this correctly, South Structural Steel will continue doing what it needs to do. My new company, Architectural Innovation / Architectural Solutions, will be doing what it needs to do. And then if these guys were to graduate or complete the course, then I would like to have job placement for them to where I can go ahead and start opening up new crews and keep on bidding and keep on doing those things. Teach fabrication, cutting, welding, all fitting and all those type of things. That's a big goal of mine that I'm working on right now, but it's all a process and a procedure, and it all takes time. So I'm not going to rush it at all. I'm going to just try and just be disciplined and consistent as possible. So that's where I stand right now. Trying to think what else I can talk about, what else I can give you guys news about. Does anybody have any questions for me? If you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask me questions here in the comments. I'm from the Valley. I'm from the 956 in Donna, Texas. That's where I'm born and raised. So yeah, I actually went and learned ironworking out there in the field. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, feel free. I feel like I went on a little rant there about what I had to get done today and what about I'm looking to get done in the future. So if anybody has a question, go ahead and let me know what's up and talk to me, and we'll see if we can keep on doing this live. If not, I might end the live a little bit if we're not gonna have too many people on here. Might end it. The cementero should be getting here pretty soon, so I gotta make some breakfast here. It's gonna be a good day, guys. It's gonna be a good day. I know we got 2 people in here. Where are you guys watching from? Where you guys watching from? I'm out here in the RGV, Rio Grande Valley, down to Texas. Blessed to be alive, guys. We're blessed to be alive. What else? Let me see. Um, on the 11th of October, I have a 5K. That's coming up. That should be fun. I had actually started. That's one thing I could talk about, I guess. I don't know if anybody's interested, but I'll just keep talking. One thing I did start doing was I was recording my process of working out, but I stopped doing it because I wasn't really sure if anybody was interested in that. So, but I think I will record the 5K run. I think I might do that. That might be fun. You know what I mean? It's more of a group thing. You know what I mean? It's a Halloween event, so it's gonna be it's like a scare run or something. I don't know what it's called. My wife signed me up because she's gonna be going with a couple of friends, but I want to do a 5K. So I've been training for it for the last month. You know, every morning I do these 3 miles every morning. So I'm just really trying to get my body as used to it as possible, and that way when the time comes, I can go ahead and do those do those 3 miles and hopefully do it in a pretty good time. Right now, I'm able to do a mile in about 11 minutes. Not the fastest mile, but it's not the slowest, I guess. So I'm gonna try and just keep on compounding my days and adding to that. Um, Let me see, what else can I talk about? I found this channel the other day. Only has like 5 subscribers, but the guy talks really good. Simple Life Philosophy, I think it's called. It's a really, really good channel. I encourage everybody to go check it out. I have no affiliation with that channel at all. I've literally just left a couple comments because I thought he was talking good stuff. So it's about, being introspective, and about really thinking about yourself, trying to be the best version of yourself, self growth and things like that. And I really thought that dude was talking. He does it on his way to work, sets up a camera on his way to work. He's driving. He just does like a little 5-10 minute talk real quick, try to get you started off on the good note. For those of y'all that are watching, I'd very much encourage you guys to go ahead and check out Simple Life Philosophy. They're a pretty good channel. If you're a welder and you want to check out some other welding stuff, I would highly encourage you to check on Your Welding Coach or Hog on TV. That's it's going to be Joe Brown. He's a welding coach and a welder. He does a lot of good videos. He's a very, very informative. He teaches you how to weld. He's been a welding instructor, so he has a lot of videos when he was actually at the academy teaching all these kids to weld. He's an entrepreneur, so he knows the hustle and he knows the grind behind it. So he teaches about that a lot. And most importantly, he teaches the youth. He reaches out to the youth to try and get people into the trade. You know what I mean? People that might not know about welding, might not know how much it can actually give back to your life. He tries to do that. So if you guys want to check him out, I'd highly encourage anybody to go check out Hog on TV and Your Welding Coach. That's going to be Joe Brown. Tell him that Heavy Steel and Hot Rod sent you. And then what else? Melton Metal Anthony. That's another good channel. He's from Florida. Again, I have no affiliation with any of these channels. These are just channels that I like to watch, and I feel like they give me a lot of information. So Joe Brown, a Hog on TV, and his other channel is called Your Welding Coach. You could tell him that Heavy Steel and Hot Rod sent you. And him, I do know him. Just being content creators, we comment on a lot of each other's things like that because I really, really enjoy his posts. He is like super thoughtful when he does post, and he gives you like a lot of good information. If you like reading, if you like learning, that guy is spot on. Joe Brown, man, shout out to you. Your Welding Coach, Hog on TV. Melton Metal Anthony, he's from Florida. I have no relation, nothing to do with him. But he just, again, like a solo welder that is out there teaching, and he shows you the grind behind being an entrepreneur, being an owner operator of his own welding company. He might have a helper every once in a while, but usually this guy invests his money into his machinery and his materials and things like that, his tools. That way he's able to functionally do his job by himself. So that'd be another channel I would highly recommend checking out, Melton Metal Anthony. Like I said, we got nothing. We don't work together or nothing. It's just a channel I've been watching for years, and it's very, very informative. I would also encourage you to watch, let me see, what is the other one? And The Arc Show. The Arc Show is another good one. I haven't watched him in a minute, but that's another good one, The Arc Show. I believe he's from Houston, though. That guy's from Houston, and he does a lot of like stairs and handrails and things of that nature. I would encourage you guys to look at him too. If anybody has any questions for me, let me know what's up. What's going on? How you say your name? Brajulio Rachel. How you doing? What's up, brother? Hopefully you're staying blessed and staying safe. It's Friday. We made it through the week, man. God bless. How you doing, brother? Where are you watching from? We got a couple people in the chat. You know what I mean? If we got a couple people in the chat, I don't want to close it out. I want to engage with you. I want y'all to ask me some questions. I want to answer them. I want to ask you some questions. So don't be shy. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be as transparent and as honest as I can. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Hopefully you're having a blessed day. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. How long you been in this line of work? Okay, that is a very, very good comment, a very good question. I appreciate you asking that. So, I actually dropped out of school when I was like 16 years old, about to turn 16. So I was working as a framer for my dad. So I did a lot of wood framing before I got into the steel. So it took me maybe to about 17, 18 years old that I actually joined a trade school. It's called STVC, South Texas Vocational Technical Institute. So I actually started there, STVT. I went over there and I did a 10-month course. And by the time I was 19 and a half, I had graduated with a combination welder's license, a certificate, an NCCER, which is not the most recognized certificate, but it is a certificate nonetheless. And it did give me a lot of skills to where I was able to get my foot into the trade. I was 19 years old, about to be 20. I moved away from the valley to San Antonio, so about 4.5 hours from my home. I relocated and I got a job at a shop in New Braunfels, Texas called Dane Superior. At Dane Superior, I was a fitter and a welder fabricating MagSafe forms. Those are the forms that you would see if you ever see them build the highways. Those are those metal forms that they tie together and they pour inside of. So I started working there. I did that for a couple months, but I soon realized that I really didn't like just being in the shop. It was too repetitive. It was the same thing every single day. And I caught wind of a company called Henry and Sons that was right down the road from where that one was at. And it actually was hiring iron workers and helpers and welders. So I actually went over there. I was getting paid $14 at my first job I ever got to fabricate and to weld at Dane Superior. And then I quit them because I went and got hired at Henry and Sons. Henry and Sons was building Schlitterbahns. So we'd go to Oklahoma City, New Braunfels, the one here in the valley. We go all over building the new parks and doing maintenance on them as well, repair work on them. So I worked there for a little while. At that point in time, I was 20, 21. I was already drinking. I wasn't disciplined enough, wasn't consistent enough. And I actually eventually lost that job and went back to the fabrication shop. And then once I did that, I realized I really didn't like it. I really liked doing the ironworking thing out there, the welding, the structural welding, like I was doing in Henry and Sons. So then I quit again from that that shop, which I kind of knew I had already burned that bridge. I quit twice on them, and they kept hiring me back. I quit on them again, and I actually joined the local 66 Ironworkers Union in South San Antonio, Southside San Antonio. So big shout out to Bobby Esparza out there, Babiana, his sister out in the front lobby. Much love to you guys. I went there, I joined there, and because I had a combination welding certificate and I had worked in the shops and I had done a lot of framing in my life and I had done some of that work up there for the past year at Henry and Sons, I was technically I should have still been a apprentice, but I kind of knew a lot and I was working like I had just turned out like a pretty much a first year journeyman. So when I got there, I took the test, took the welding test, did all the field tests like I needed to do, bolt up, climb the I-beam, all that good stuff. And I actually ended up getting the position of journeyman. They actually turned me out. I bought my books, and I was actually a journeyman. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So I actually turned out to a journeyman. So I actually did about 2.5 years working with Local 66, 2 years working with them, and man, did I learn a lot. So I started, that was a really, really good question. Thank you for asking. I started when I was 19, basically. I got my first foot into the door 19. About 2021, my first foot into the door ironworking. And then honestly, I never left again. I never left. I tried pipelining for about a month, didn't like that, came back to ironworking, and that's where I stayed. I stayed as an ironworker, and now I'm about almost 6 years into owning my own company. I own South Structural Steel. That thing was just, damn, you've been doing this for a good minute. That's stuff. Yes, I have. I've been doing it for a while. I'm 33 right now. Just so you know, I just turned 33 on the 24th. So 2 days ago, I turned 33. So I've been doing it since I was 20, I'd say. So about 13 years, 14 years, I've been doing this. So I'm a little bit. I know a little bit. I know a little bit about a little bit when it comes to structural steel and welding. Other than that, yeah, I didn't like the pipeline. I liked structural steel. I've always loved structural steel. How did you learn to estimate your steel jobs, and is there any tips on learning to estimate? So, thank you for asking that question, man. I really, really appreciate it. I learned by trial and error. I'm gonna be straight up. I learned by trial and error. I was out there bidding jobs and I was fucking up. I was losing money constantly. You know what I mean? One thing, I was stuck on being an iron worker and I never really made the green in my head that I was an owner operator. So a lot of times I felt like I needed to do people favors because I felt bad for them and I felt like I needed to help people. When business is not about favors, it's about business transactions. You know what I mean? So if you bid a job, the only tip I can really give you is know your worth. You know, if you think you want to get paid 25 an hour, 20 an hour, 15 an hour, 10 an hour, or you want to get 125 an hour, whatever you know your worth is, but you got to be able to validate that with your work. So know your worth, write it down, think about it, and say, can I get this job? Let's say I'm going to do a 20 by 20 carport, whatever, something small, you know? If I can do it in 5 days, I would say give yourself 1 or 2 days grace period. You know, estimate that in there. Put that into the estimate. That way, just in case it rains, just in case materials aren't ready, or just in case y'all fuck something up, cut it up wrong, install it wrong, you're able to have that grace period to fix it, and it's not going to be coming out of pocket. Another thing I would say is make sure that you're adding some type of overhead to your bidding. You know, if you're going to charge $1,000 and that's what you're going to charge and you're saying it's going to be me, I'm going to go weld this piece of metal for $1,000, I would say do 1250. Do an extra couple $100 just to make sure you have that grace and that little bit of comfort when you hit the ground, because a lot of times it's not going to work out like we think. It's not because you're not capable and able to do the job. It's just because that's how life is. That's how reality of life. Not everything goes as planned. You know what I mean? And the best thing you can do is get comfortable being uncomfortable and knowing that it's no big deal. If the plan's not going the way you want it to, it's no big deal. Let's just keep doing what we need to do to make it right. You know what I mean? Always chase a solution. Don't always chase the problem, you know? So I would say know your worth, find a number that you want to make. Anticipate the job taking 1 or 2 days longer than what you think it's going to take, and then throw that. When you're going to be bidding, the first time I was bidding, I'm sorry about that. My thing cut off. I had to answer. The cementeros are here real quick, so I'm gonna have to keep this really, really short, about 60 seconds. If you're gonna be doing estimating, make sure that you start high. Don't start low. You're gonna want to give a high number. You can always work down, but you can't work up with the client. You know what I mean? So I have to go ahead and cut this off. My son just woke up from his nap. I'm sorry about that. Y'all, I highly encourage all of you to go ahead and look up South Structural Steel, not South Structural Steel, unless you want us to build you something. Heavy Steel and Hot Rods, guys. Heavy Steel and Hot Rods on YouTube at Ironworker Gearhead. And I can definitely touch more on this, brother. Julio Rangel, okay, I appreciate it. I've been watching your videos to learn more about owning your own company. I really fuck with your videos. I appreciate that, man. Much love, and I appreciate you so much. God bless you, brother. I hope you have a fantastic day. Remember what I always say. Stay blessed, stay grateful, stay safe, and don't look back unless you counted yesterday's money. We don't look back, man. We don't look back. We can't control what happened in the past, but we can sure as fuck control what happens in the future, and we can be disciplined and consistent to make sure that we have a good, blessed life. So make a goal, live your life with intent, and just try your hardest every single day. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for dropping in. I appreciate you for asking these very, very good questions, dude. Super, super good questions. I appreciate you, big dog. And I will be dropping a long content video today because the cementeros are outside waiting for me. Peace.